Okay, yeah, I started this session recording. Welcome everyone. Very good morning. This is going to be a quick announcement on the new DBA training. I hope you guys have got a chance to go over what is the course timing and what's the course content. And also, I have seen a couple of registration. I'm gonna quickly go over the course content and then what is the timing and what is the fee structure and then how this class is going to be. And if there is any feedback, we are happy to include those topics if those particular topics are missed. And then that's going to be complete course for this particular DBA class. If you go to my blog and this is the registration page, if you click, you will be into this page. And hopefully I given a tentative date as 8th June. We will probably start this new class on 1st of June, or in worst case, we'll start it at 8th of June, 1st of June, that's Monday, or the 8th of June, the Tuesday, and 8th of June again, that's going to be Tuesday. So we are going to start first either 8th. So I'm going to confirm it based upon the number of registration by next 1 or 2 days. Okay. So this is a registration link. So if you click, it will gonna take you to registration. I see already a couple of registration I got. And then how this course is going to be. This is weekday batch. Daily it's going to be 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's a timing. We'll take it from 1 to 2 hours, max 2 hours, not more than 2 hours. Or sometimes it's going to be 1.5 hours, and sometimes it's 2 hours, or sometimes it's 1 hour 15 minutes, something like that. So it's going to be not more than 2 hours in a weekdays, starting with Monday to Tuesday. And the database course of the fees is going to be 10K. That's a fixed, and you can go with the 2 installments of 5K. And then after mid of the course, you can go with another 5K. So you can go with the 2 installments. And first 2 classes are going to be a demo class. If we are starting a course on 1st of June, it's going to be first and second, it's going to be free demo classes you can attend, and if you like it, and you can make a payment on 3rd day, and you can continue with the course. And if you don't like it, and you can feel free to drop on 3rd day. No issue in that. Nobody will stopping you. And after mid of the course, probably mid of 15th or mid of 22nd, where you're gonna pay remaining half of the amount. So that's a concession I'm giving here. And this is going to be typically 30 to 45 days, approximately 70 to 90 hours. That's the course duration and the course timing and the course fee structure. That's the main part. If you have any queries, you can ping me, or you can feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask here and we can clarify. That's about the database classes. And the React classes, I have not yet started registration. Probably once we start these database classes by mid of June or the end of June. So I'm going to announce that the React classes. So that I'm gonna open for registration. So we will take the React classes probably end of June, and timing and all we'll discuss in our next class. So most important thing for the course content for this database training, if you can go to training and click on this database. So this is gonna be your course topic. So typically I have framed 26 topics for this database course. And we'll start with the environment setup that we will cover, starting with the downloading the softwares or whatever the software required, like ISO software, Oracle software, patches, workstations, and VirtualBox. So how you can download, where you can download, and how you can set up. So there's the installation and setup, and then again installation of setup and configuration of your Linux, including your partitions, how you can do partition, how you can add the disk, and configuring your M repository, like to download RPM or install, like you need to set up your M repository, how you can do that. And again installation of custom RPMs, how to install RPM, upgrade RPM, and remove RPM, and how to find what is the which RPM installed, which version installed. So we are going to cover everything in this. This is going to be environment setup and some other tools like mobile, Xterm, Putty, and WinSCP, how we can use them. And then we'll start with setting up a DNS and DHCP configuration. So again, this is very, very important when it comes to the rack setup. How you can set up your DNS, DHCP, name server, and forward resolution and reverse resolution, how it happens. So we'll cover those topics and we'll implement live on the lab, and then we will proceed with the software installation. So I typically mentioned 11G, 12C, 19C. We will most probably will go with the 19C because that's the latest one. So we will download the software, where to download, how to download, and then how to install. And the installation again go with the GUI mode or silent mode. So we'll check on both the modes. And then again proceed with the 19C database creation, manual method of creation, and then GUI method of creation using DBCA. And then we'll start with the architecture part. So again, we'll start with the 19C architecture. And then in that 19C architecture, once we understand, then we'll proceed with how we can administrate and manage your database, including your Oracle and including ASM. Everything we will cover here. And having said that, this installation, so we will be typically seeing 3 to 4 type of installation, like first ASM installation and the Oracle home installation, and the rack database creation and CDB creation, PDB creation. So everything like typically like 4 to 5 various type of database creation, Oracle home installation. So we will see it, everything in this installation setup. And coming to this administration, we will start with the starting and shutting down. What are the dependencies, and what are the startup modes and shutdown modes, and what are needed, like when the control file is needed, when the P file is needed, when the data file is needed, when the read log file is needed. So everything we can see it here, startup and shutting down the sequence. And then we will go deep dive into understanding various requirement of control file and best practices and multiplexing of your control files and redo logs, and what are the main advantages of archive log and where to keep, how to manage your archive logs, and what are the significance of the temp files. So everything we will see it in the live demonstration by executing the commands on the servers on each database. And then we will understand the P file and SP file importance and how you can tune them. And we'll see understanding the password file, how you can add the user into the password file, how you can grant the sysdba privilege to the user, and then how you can manage using the password file. And then automatic memory management, your PGA, SGA, and memory target, like how you can tune your automatic memory management, and what's the difference between the SGA and PGA, and what are the components. Everything we will see it here. And after that, we'll jump into the table space segments and extent and data block management. And then each has its own significance, and dictionary managed and locally managed table space and automatic segment space management. And when it comes to the understanding segment extent and blocks, you can how to add the data file into table space, how to increase your table space, how to compress your table space, how to compress, and how to add the more data files in a single table space. We will see it various scenarios when you are dealing with the table space. And also some of the best practices, like once you add a multiple data files into a table space, how you can do a space shrink, how you can do a data file movement. So everything we will see it as a live practical demonstration here. And then once we are comfortable with that, and we will jump into 19C, the multi-tenant architecture, and completely will put a more topic, more information on the multi-tenant architecture, because once you understand the architecture, so your CDB and PDB management is just matter of your practice. So we will give a more importance on the architecture part. Once we are clear with the architecture part, we will see we'll deep dive into the CDB and PDB, how it works, and how to manage your CDB and PDB. And we'll see some of the PDB installation and PDB cloning and various mechanism of your PDB cloning. So we will go in deep with the multi-tenant architecture and the new features. And then we'll start with the Oracle networking. And these are important parameters, or rather concept, when it comes to the data guard or the some of the other connectivity, right? Like when it comes to application connection to the database, or the DR database sync, listener plays a very important role. How we can configure your listener via manual method or GUI method, and what is the static registration, dynamic registration, and what is the importance of your TNS name files, and what happens if I have a duplicate TNS entries in the TNS files, and what happens if there's a typo in the TNS files, and similar fashion approaches to the listener also. What happens there's a typo in the listener file, and how to troubleshoot, what are the logs, we'll see it, everything, and what is the importance of SQLnet. And when it comes to the wallet, SQLnet is a very important role prior to the 19c. And in 19c, you don't need a SQLnet.vara for the wallet. But when you have a client with a different version like 10G or 11G or 12C client, and if you want to connect to 19c, then SQLnet.vara is very important. We need to set some of the protocols, compatible protocols. Then we will see what are the importance of SQLnet, and some of the tools, Toad and SQL Developer, how to download and how to install, and how to connect to database in SQL Developer, and how to connect via Toad, and how to monitor it. These are like very important tool. You can live track of your SQL, and most of the DBAs, they will make use of this SQL Developer and Toad. So we will go over them, and then we'll start with ASM architecture and administration. So ASM architecture, we will start with the basic, what's the difference between ASM and ASM instance and database instance, and how difference of my ASM architecture than the database instance. So once you understand with the architecture, so we will see it, what are the advantages of ASM, and what are the disadvantages, and why we need ASM, and what is this striping, mirroring, and we will see that how the data disk and disk groups works in ASM, and some of the important parameters in ASM, what are what makes difference than the normal database instance. What are the mandatory parameters in ASM? So we'll see all those and we'll tune them. And some of the ASM administrative tasks like adding disk and dropping disk and creating a new disk groups and dropping an existing new disk group. So those are the few lab exercise. We'll see it. And then once that is done, we'll jump into RMAN backups and recoveries, and it self-explanatory. So we will see most of the RMAN backups and recovery scenarios. And in meantime, we'll comparison with our legacy backups, conventional backups. It be it your export import, or be it your hot backup, or be it your cold backup. So we will just give a comparison with RMAN, and we'll see what are the advantages of RMAN and why we need to use RMAN rather than conventional backup. So what are the advantages? Everything will cover with RMANs. And then we will see some of the backup strategies like cold backup, hot backup, and logical backup, and user managed backups. And then with comparison with, we'll see the live demonstration on RMAN full backup, RMAN level 0 backup, RMAN level 1 backup. That's a cumulative and differential. And also we will see some of the some of the image, like image copies. So we'll see that image copy backup. So that's again extra topic. We will see it when we deal with the RMANs. And some of the cloning mechanism when you have a RMAN backup, how you can clone your databases with the active database, from without backup from active database, how you can clone it, and with the backup based, if you have RMAN backup, how you can clone it, and if you have RMAN image copies, how you can clone it. We'll see that cloning mechanism, different cloning mechanism. When you have full level 0 and level 1 backup, how to use both level 0 and level 1, and you can clone your database. That we can see it, because in industry we will have a level 0 on weekends and level 1 on weekdays. So if you want to clone it using any of the weekdays, for example, I have a Sunday full backup, that is 23rd, and today is 26th. I want to clone it using the 25th backup. 25th backup is an incremental backup. So I need to use this full backup and these incremental backups to clone my database at 25th. So how we can make use of level 0 and level 1 backup for cloning, so that we will see it. And some of the patching exercise, we'll see it. PSU, CPU, bundle patch, one-off, merge patches, and many other patches they will call it. So we'll see what are the different types of patches, and on what scenario you can call it as a PSU, and what scenario you can call it as a CPU, and when you can call it as a one-off, and what is the merge patch. We'll see all of the differences, and we will go over this OPatch tool. And then we will see how to apply the OPatch at binary level using OPatch auto or OPatch manual method. And once that is applied, how to apply the data patch at the database level. We'll see that. And then we'll see Oracle quarterly release patches, right? So we'll see one of the Oracle quarterly release patches, either Jan or April or July or October. One of the quarterly Oracle release quarterly patch, we'll see how to download and how to apply it. Once that is done, we will see some of the database upgrade concepts. So understanding of database upgrade from 11G to 12C and understanding of database upgrade from 11G to 12C. Sorry, 11G to 12C, we'll see it, what are the main steps and how we can, what are the run books, and understanding of database upgrade from 11G to 19C and what are the main steps. And here it is a 19C, there's a new concept called auto upgrade. So we'll see that auto upgrade concept. And then converting 12C non-CDB to 12C pluggable CDB, or be it 19C non-CDB to 19C pluggable CDB. So we'll see how to convert this one of the run book. We will see it. And what are the best practices, we can define that. And then we will start with the data guard architecture, and then we will understand how the data guard architecture works, and how you can set up your data guard, and then different types of standby and different types of modes, like maximum performance mode and maximum availability and maximum protection mode, right? So these are the three modes. And what are the database type, be it a physical standby, logical standby, or snapshot standby. What are the differences, how you can once you log into your standby database, how to verify whether it's a logical standby or the physical standby or the snapshot standby. So we will see it physically by logging into our standby databases. And how you can configure, we'll see the run book and we'll implement that. And understanding difference between the logical standby and snapshot standby, how we can convert logical standby database to physical standby, and then physical standby to logical standby. We'll see this live demonstration of conversion between the logical and snapshot. And then we will quickly go over on the shell scripting, because being a DBA, shell scripting is one of the main requirement for the automation. So most of our day-to-day task will be make use of shell script, and will make our day-to-day task automatically to handle. So this is very important for each of the DBAs. Best example is your RMAN backups. So your RMAN backup typically runs on every day night off business hours. So you cannot wake up in the night and you cannot run it, right? So you have to write a shell script and you have to schedule it using a cron tab. And then that's the best practice. The shell scripting is very mandatory skill. I can see each DBA has to aware of at least basic shell scripting, to handle his day-to-day task. So we'll see basic understanding and writing some sample script and scheduling the job using a shell script and the cron job. And also Oracle automation shell scripting, like you can see some of the jobs internal database. We'll see it how we can what are the automated jobs, and how we can make use of shell script for automating those jobs. And then we will see some of the performance reports or performance metrics, that is your AWR, ADDM, and ASH report, how to generate, and when to use ADDM, when to use AWR, when to use ASH report, how to read them. So we'll cover them. And then we'll see some of the export import backups. Again, be it when it comes to the export and import, you can do it at a table level, schema level, or table space level, or you can do entire database export and you can do entire database import. So we'll see that what are the command and what are the advantages, and then some of the real-time scenarios, how to use, how to improve it. What is the comparison between EXPDP and traditional export, and IMPDP and traditional import, and what are the improvement factors like parallelism, and what are the remap schema, remap table space. We'll see all those, and some of the real-time scenarios we will go over. And when it comes to the partition table export import, how to do a single partition export and single partition import, those are like real-time scenarios. We'll check it out. And some of the real-time scenarios and exercise, like be it performance improvement, like when my query is running slow, how to check and what are the troubleshooting exercise. And when my database is slow, what are the troubleshooting steps, and how we can execute further. And then many more, like we'll list out what are the best practices and what are the practical scenarios and real-time best practical scenarios. We'll try to cover it one or two, or like few of the scenarios based upon the requirement. We'll decide this topic, what are the scenario we can cover. And then some of the proactive monitoring alert mechanism are, best, one of the best proactive management mechanism is, your OEM. And also you can assign the table space alert, and you can assign the database growth alert. And some of the reports, we will see how to generate the reports and all. And again, using a shell script also, you can make some of the alerting mechanism, mount point monitoring, your archive log monitoring, and your redo log generation monitoring, and your database growth. Everything you can monitor using the shell script also. We'll write some of the shell script, and we'll schedule it in a cron job, and we'll monitor it. And then we will jump into some of the performance tuning factors like index, gather stats, AWR report, ADDM report, and HH report, and some of the miscellaneous concept, like we'll decide and we'll see it. And then once that is done, we'll cover some of the resume writing, and then some of the cover letter preparation. So we'll see it. This is very important. Once you are good at your DBA, and the next step is to search for your job. And if you want to switch your job, and your resume and cover letter carries the more weightage, so we'll go over one of my cover letter and one of my resume, and how you can prepare your cover letter and resume, and some of the interview questions, frequently asked interview questions on your entire database topic, whatever we covered. And we will have this discussion of sample interview questions, and how you can answer them, and some of the mock interviews. So we will go over some of the mock interview for each one of us. So we will take a registration for this mock interview, and then I will conduct one-to-one mock interview for each one of us who are attending the course. So this is typically going to be the complete course. This is a course I found based upon my experience, what I felt it is needed for a DBA. So if any topic, particularly if you guys are looking, so feel free to unmute yourself and comment here, so that if there is a chance, we can probably include that. If I just to open that, give me a second. If I open database course, right? Okay, so this is going to be typical course. So this is the 26 topics what I explained, and at the end of the course, some of the advanced topics, like data guard architecture overview workshop. So this is going to be advanced topic, how you can tune your data guard, and if you hit into any issue, if your data guard is out of sync, how you can troubleshoot, and some of the rack architecture overview, and that workshop, again it's 1 hour or 2 hour workshop, and 12C and 19C new features. So that is going to be advanced topic. And your CDB and PDB management, this is advanced CDB management. Like if your PDB corrupted, and if your CDB your PDB is unable to connect to PDBs due to some encryption or wallet, how you can troubleshoot, and some of the OEM architecture. So this is advanced concept. So when if there is a time at the end of the course, so definitely we'll touch base. These are the few important and advanced topics. So that is what the course structure is formed. So you can feel free to comment out anything, if anything is missed or anything is you feel important here, so that we can, if the time permits, then we can include them in our class. So because typically we are planning it for 30 to 45 days. So if we have time, at least, like if we complete our course by 43 days, or 42 days, or max 44 days, so we can stretch another 3-4 days, for 46 and 40, around 5 days, like up to 50 days. So we can include those topics, whatever you guys are recommending. Or if you feel any of the topic is not necessary, so we can we can basically touch base on that topic, and we can give importance to the topic what you guys are suggest. So if there are no concerns here, so that we can conclude this today's session. And then I'm going to announce these sessions, and we'll get started with starting from mostly on 1st of June. and if not, then it's going to be 8th of June. So I got some couple of registration. I got around 15 registration. So I'm gonna create a WhatsApp group along with those 15 candidates, and then we will start communicating internally with that WhatsApp group, and how we can take this course further. Right. So any questions or concerns?
Hi, Mallikarjun. This is
See
Bhaskar.
that, I see that you have React database course there over the weekends.
Correct.
When do you plan to start that?
No, this is basically right now. I think by this June and July. So I'm completely planned for database course and the React course.
Okay.
And if there is a need of weekend batch, so this is going to be both weekend classes. So if there's a need on the weekend batches, so probably I will think of starting it React class, starting with this June 1st week. June 1st week, I'm planning to start the weekend batch for the React, and then we'll see based upon the need. How many people are willing to attend, and then we'll see the other batches for the remaining courses, the data guard and the RMAN. So right now,
Okay.
this is the plan. The June 1st, I'm starting with this database class, and starting with the
Okay.
June 15 mid, that's a weekend batch. That's going to be your rack.
Okay.
Yeah. So this registration, I will quickly start it for the rack class. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Any questions for this course?
Can we also add, or maybe you have covered, I see that you have put all the topics and I see it's more detailed, even some topics you are going to cover. In the performance tuning section, are we going to see, how to read the explain plan? Have noticed the same SQL, working
Yeah.
one
That's
instance.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And not working in the other instance, and because of it is not using the same plan. So if you figure that out and migrate from one to other.
That's a good suggestion I can see. So definitely that's a part of our performance tuning that I'll include it. So that's a very, very important topic. I don't know why I missed it. So probably I don't know I might have included. My course has contains this execution plan, but I forgot to mention here explicitly.
No, that's perfectly fine. I understood, completely understood that. Just want to,
definitely I will see the reading execution plan, and then how to generate execution plan. And then also we'll see if the same query has the different execution plan. So how to troubleshoot in that scenario. So fine, then like I can include these topics. Yeah, fine.
Thank
so
you.
Any other suggestions?
I guess you have covered way more than, but
Yeah. No, that's what, like, I don't want to be a theoretical part, I want to touch base this on day-to-day activities, how I work on my industry, like, how work on my day-to-day office, how I used to do that, I want to show it in that fashion rather than, explaining in theoretical part. So in fact,
because the part you highlighted, that's very important, and I don't think anybody is, explaining.
That's a nice, that's a very good point. Okay, fine
And
then.
also regarding I see the patching area to apply patches. How do you handle if you have, many databases, like, different flavors and like 50, 100, 200 databases?
No, those are some of the best practices, and some of the like, when you are dealing with your data warehouse or OLTP environment, there are some of the few consideration that I'm going to explain it, so it's easy to understand. So especially this patching comes, I can give a brief idea, and that if you have multiple databases on the same Oracle home, if you have multiple databases with a multiple Oracle home, and if you have all the standalone databases, and if you have all databases running in a cluster where, what are the different ways to deal with them. So definitely I'm going to touch base on that as part of this patching exercise. So definitely I will touch base on that. That's also noted. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Malli missed switchover, failover, DB migrations, refresh.
Oh, that is not possible. So definitely, so that, see, if you think in a real-time scenario, if you want to do a switchover and failover, that itself will take, minimum I can see, if you do it on a standalone database, if you want to do a switchover and failover, that itself will take minimum like more than 3 hours, I can say, to make a complete switchover and failover and then start the sync and the reversing. So that is why that is going to be advanced topic, so that's what I don't want to cover it here, because I'm going to mess up with my timeline whatever I defined here. So that I'm going to touch base switchover and failover, the concept, but I cannot implement it in a real time. And also migrations also, right? So I can I can touch base on the theoretical part and I can give some hints, but I cannot show on the real time. That's what I believe.
DB refresh.
DB refresh will comes here. No? DB refresh you can do when we are dealing with RMN, the incremental and backup. So the DB refresh is nothing but like when you want to build your build is nothing but your DB refresh. For example, if you have a development database, if you want to clone it from your, they will call it as a refresh. For example, I want my development database to be refreshed with the latest production data. Typically, what you are doing, you are just dropping that development database and you are taking a latest RMN backup and cloning it. So we are covering it here. They will call it as a DB refresh, or you can call it as a database clone, or also they will sometimes they will call it as the export and import. You can do an entire database export and you can do an entire database import. So that again part of this RMN and then export import, that DB refresh.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything else? So if you see this, I already had the switchover steps. Probably I will gonna share this one. The switchover steps are like step 1 to 5, and it has clear steps what to do, like what command to execute, and once you execute, and what you want to verify, and what are the commands, 9i, 10g, 11g, 12c, and then the simple commands already explain what to take care, and once the execution is done, and you can do shutdown and startup, and then alter database open, and then it has a clear and then on primary what logs to verify. So it has already has it. I'm going to share all those topics, all those ppts, and all those commands. You can try it out, but let's see how it goes. If at all time permits, we can cover this switchover and failover, because
Why
we'll
I'm
be done with.
asking in interviews mainly they're asking switchover and failover.
Okay, yeah, that we'll cover it. Point of interviews perspective, we'll cover some of the topics and some of the main interview questions. What are the switchover and failover interview questions and migrations questions? What are the migrations steps, and what are the main topics they will ask in interview? So we'll cover it. Definitely, we'll take it, but definitely practical sessions. It's going to be tough, but we'll see it. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Malik, this is Keshav.
Okay,
So
sure.
how we can pay the fees? Actually, I don't see any
No
link in
fees. Yeah, as I said, right, the course is going to start on 1st of June probably, and 1st of June you guys can attend 2 demo classes, first and second, and probably third you guys can make a payment. I'm going to share my bank details. Either you can go with Paytm, or you can go with any of UPI, be it
Okay.
your Google Pay or Phone Pay or whatever it is, or if you want to do bank transfer, I will share my bank details. And on the third day you have to make half of the payment, and once the course progresses, once we complete half of the course, probably on 22nd of the June, you can make a remaining half of the payment. So that concession I'm
Okay.
giving, you no need to pay one shot. So if you're willing to pay, no issue in that, so you can pay on the third day.
And okay. And if I'm planning to take like multiple rack and maybe like data guard, which may come later
Yeah,
on, is
correct.
there any concession that you give? Like if I go with multiple, I mean all the
Yeah.
courses.
No, but yeah, that's true. But right now, you have to pay for 10K for this database class, and when you are attending for a rack class, definitely there's some concession. So that based upon the registration. So on the next classes, you will be getting some concession on that. So probably if you see rack class is going to be 15K. And then I'm planning it for the weekends, so that if you see weekend batch is going to be 4 hours classes. That is only on Saturday and Sunday, that 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Probably this is the target I'm doing it, and tentatively I'm starting it on 15th of June. So let's see. Again, when it comes to the concession, so on the next class what you are registering, so there you will get a concession.
Okay. And how about the other like RMAN and data
Okay,
guards?
yeah, that this RMAN and data guard, I have not yet framed the course. If you see, that's right now it has a dummy course. It is not having any valid information, so that I'm gonna tune it. Probably we'll start it by June. Sorry, July. By July first week or mid of July, I'm planning to start this data guard and RMAN. So, and then probably I'll take one of my senior guy who is very good at data guard and rack. So data guard and RMAN, and especially in performance tuning. So we both are planning to take these sessions. So we will see that we are ready to plan. Probably tentatively July first week we are planning for them, data guard and RMAN. So that I'm going to announce it very soon. So you just stay tuned for that update.
Okay, okay. And one last thing, Mallik, and I do follow your YouTube channel videos.
Yeah.
How it's really good actually, to be honest, and I see like the quality is very good. So how different compared to the sessions which you had in the YouTube and this training, like how it will be like different? Or
yeah, that's gonna be totally different, because you are gonna see all the presentations what I'm covering here. So you will be getting all those presentations. You will be getting all these recorded sessions, and also you'll be getting all this. If I just quickly open, let me see if I open this one. Okay, so if I open this one, so this is going to be your complete guide, which has a step-by-step explanation how you can, where you can log in, and how you can search for the data, search for the patch, and how you can download the patch. And then this is kind of a study guide. You can refer it anytime, and it has a complete run book here. So, and then you will be getting this run book, and also if you see, it has a mini screenshot, and it has a many step-by-step instruction to do what and how. It has everything. You will be getting this run book, and if I quickly go over, if I can quickly show you here, give me a second. Yeah, let me see. I'm not getting it. So all the recorded and all the, okay, I can show it here. Give me a second. Okay, so if you see here, each and every topic has your lab exercise. For example, if you see like each topic, whatever I'm covering, it has its own lab, like listener and TNS entries, how you can configure it. And this can be very helpful. You no need to do any Google, and for example, if I go to this particular lab section, a standalone installation, how you can create your ASM disk. So you have to go into dev, and you need to do f disk of that dev, and what are the options you need to choose. And then once you create it, how you can configure your ASM disk, configure -I, and what is the output, and how you can verify it. And again, if you come to the Oracle environment setting, how you can set up. No, basically these are, you don't get it once you refer the YouTube videos. You won't get all this material. So once you come here, the manual database creation, if you see, this is a shell script, and then you need to bash, you need to export, and this is the sample parameter file, and how you can connect to database, and how you can start your instance. And it's a step-by-step instructions where you can just copy paste, and you can simulate the scenario. So that's the only difference And again, in YouTube, you will not be getting a complete course. If you see this course, right? So you will not be getting entire course in the YouTube. So, and again, that's random, you need to search it where it is, and that again hard part, right? So yeah, that's a different major difference.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Okay, fine then. So if there are no questions, so we can close this.
And
Fine.
one last thing, Mallik, regarding the certification on the Oracle databases, is it good to cover on that part?
Certification. So see, certification part, what happens, I'm gonna cover it, how the certification works and what is the certification path, how we can go OCA, OCP and OCM, and what are the main topics they will look at when it comes to the OCA. It basically, like when you are dealing with the database course, you have to look at OCA. That's the main thing. So if you are planning for OCA, so database course is mandatory. And if you are planning for OCP, you have to be thorough with the RAC, DataGuard, and RMAN. So OCP, I will not going to touch base, but for the OCA, I will put a key points how we can, what are the main topics they will go it, and some of the sample. I have some of the sample the OCA questions, how that is going to be, and also if you see, right, this particular course, this is a lab, and it has a complete let me see it here. It has a sample questions and answers on each and every topic. So if I go here, where is that? These are just installation. You don't get any questions and all. So if I go here, each and every topic has its own questions and answers, and you will be getting all this. So what are the mandatory files for database to operate, right? So these are the common questions. Kind of a OCP. In OCA, you will get it. So these are the quiz. I will be covering each and every topic around 5 to 10 questions, so that you no need to touch base at the end of the courses. And whenever we're dealing with installation, and we'll be conducting some of the quizzes. And if you see here, right, and each and every day we'll be giving some of the exercise every day, and we'll review it in the next day, so that it's going to be more interactive. Probably, yeah, definitely I will give some hints, some of the updates for OCA, how to crack. So that's for OCA. Yeah.
Mallik, training is completely going on 12C or 19C?
No, I'm going to plan it for 19C. So there is no difference between 12C and 19C, because we are going to deal with PDB and CDB here.
Actually,
and when it comes to the
I need complete CDBs and PDBs in depth knowledge, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, no, definitely. The course is going to be on the 12C or the 19C. It might be, it should be the PDBs and CDBs, not a standalone. I'm going to do with the 19C only. But see, again, as I said, we are not going to stick to one database implementation. So my intention is go with one standalone installation, be it like DevDB. And then I will go with one ASM standalone installation that is going to be, I can say, test DB. So see, if you see standalone, this is going to be your normal database. And again, one is the ASM standalone, that is going to be your Oracle restart database, restart DB. So I'll go with this step DB. And then again, my plan is go with one CDB installation, and then again that is going to be installation, right? So again, that is going to be, I can say, test one. Again, my intention is I'm going to show with 4 to 5 database installation. So again, CDB installation. So that's going to be test CDB installation. So that is going to be your test 2. So reason behind why I'm creating this test 1 and test 2, when you want to do this installation of a pluggable database from one database to 2 database, so you need at least 2 CDBs. So that is the intention here. So I'm going to do a multiple installation. So the other point is like the manual database creation. So probably we will see it. We are ending up with creating around 4 to 5 database, not 5, minimum 5 database, I can say, manual DB creation. So not so I can say like around I can say 6 to 7 times 6 to 7 DB creation. So it covers everything, standalone and ASM restart and multiple CDBs and PDBs, because you have to plug CDB from PDB from test 1, and you have to insert it on the test 2. And again, you have to do manual creation of database. So considering all that, it covers everything, whatever needed for the day-to-day DBA activities.
User administration is covered, or user privileges, permissions?
No, that is, if you see, right, I think I have this, the course defined here. Okay, CDB, right? What I'm going to create here, I will show you that basic architecture, and then how the file structure looks and all, how you can manage each PDB and CDB. And also, I'm going to show you some demonstration on creating a PDBs and creating the users and how you can administrate. And there are some, this is just sample I given it in the PPT, but when it goes to the lab exercise, it has a detailed execution and output steps, and then how you can create your normal user, and how you can create your users at PDB level or CDB level, and how you can connect directly to the PDB. So all those demonstrations will be covered here.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you can see, right, like it has its own course content, so you can, everything you can see it in the there's nothing theoretical I'm going to explain. Everything I'm going to cover it as a live demonstration. So whatever this particular run book, what I'm sharing with you, so this you can refer it anytime. It has the detailed steps and detailed instructions. So, but I'm not going to cover this one because I'm very much aware of this. So I will just show you the PPT, and then I can quickly execute the commands, and I can show you that. Yeah, fine then. So
is there any chance for OEM or supporting Oracle support for?
Yeah, that alert mechanism, when it comes to the alert mechanism, right here, I already explained proactive monitoring and alert mechanism. So I'm going to touch base on the OEM and the cell script automation, how we can define the alert at your table space and at your user access level. So that we can cover it on the OEM. And also I can show you some of the how you can log into MOS support and how you can raise a ticket. I have a MOS access. I can show you that how to raise MOS ticket with Oracle and how you can track that ticket. So that support ticket, and I can show you that.
Yeah, that's important. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fine then. So if there are no questions, we can close that today.
Yeah, I am good. Thank you so much, Mallik.
Okay, yeah, thanks everyone. We'll see this. I already got around 15 registrations, so I'm not going to go more than 15. So because if it's more, then that's going to be that's going to mess up our the planned exercise and planned topics. So I'm limiting for 15 people, not 15, like 10 to 15 people is more than enough for each batch. So I already reached 15 registrations. So I'm going to start my WhatsApp group by today or tomorrow because I got all the phone numbers. I hope probably those are the WhatsApp numbers. So I'm going to start the WhatsApp group, and then we'll see the continuous communication for our class details. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop this recording, and then see you soon. Thank you.